Oh, good morning and welcome to Distracted Thoughts. I'm here with my friend Dathan. I'm Aaron. Good morning, Dathan. How are you, sir?
Good morning. How are you?
I am recovering after quite the interesting week. It's been one of those. It's been one of those weeks of like I'm not sure what's going on. Little thing after little thing.
Is this real life?
Right. It's literally, yeah, that's the question. It's been one of those weeks, well, I told you a little bit beforehand, just some of the car issues and circumstances that I got myself into, told you about our little mountain trip and then the other circumstances, our dog deciding that she wanted to see if she could fly, jumping out of the second floor of our new house construction, 12 feet in the air, and she's like, "Woo! I'm gonna see if I can fly." But it's been interesting, and it's been full of choices. So. I know last week you had some challenges that were facing you too, but it sounds like you also had a pretty interesting week.
Yeah, I had an interesting week. It was very much full of choices.
Yeah.
I had the choice to roll over and say, well, this is the way it is and I can't do anything about it.
Right.
Or I had the choice to say, hey, I'm going to look at this as an opportunity to do things that can help my situation.
Right.
And I did. It worked out, you know.
Sounds like it worked out even a little better than you anticipated.
It did. It worked out a little better than I anticipated. It worked out super fast for what I was doing. And it just, we're part of a great community.
Yeah.
And it worked out really well. And it made me... I try not to do the whole Debbie Downer, oh, woe is me thing.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't. We all have that in us sometimes.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. But it's very much how you look at a situation.
Right.
And how can you pull the positive out of every situation.
Right.
So.
Right.
Which is kind of what we want to talk about today. You kind of want to.
Yeah. Well, that was, like I said, you said it. It sounds like a series of unfortunate events, and I really like the picture you showed me this morning that your wife showed you.
Yeah.
Of the Legos, and here's all the information. Here's organizing it. But I really found between the organizing the information and the story you tell, because that was like step 4 and 5, right? And I think that's part of it, is choosing your attitude is like, hey, this is the information I have.
Yeah.
Man, I could either look at the stack of Legos and say, man, I don't have any green, or I don't have any, and say, well, I'm short on this bunch. Wait a second. Let me look at the other side of that and say, yeah, but I have a whole bunch of white. I have a whole bunch of yellow. I have a whole bunch of whatever, and saying, what are my blessings in it? What are the good things that are actually coming out of this slew of information, things that were not anticipated, things that I didn't expect? What am I doing with it? Am I choosing to see what I don't have, or what I'm missing out on, instead of looking at what am I gaining and what am I here for? Right. And so that's the thought in my head right now, is like, wait, how many times do people, and I know them, how many people choose to say, I'm going to focus on what I don't have, what's not available, instead of looking at saying, oh, what an opportunity this is. Look at the things that are actually coming out of it. So
yeah, and that picture, it was using Legos, because Legos are everywhere, and anybody's ever had kids has been
and they're
through
easy
that.
to curse at.
They're easy. They're easy to be negative towards.
Right.
But it's somewhere between the gathering of data the organization of data, figuring out what all you have and what you don't have, and the building a story with it. So there's inner steps in between those that is the story you build with it
Right.
can be a great story that you want to tell people.
Right.
And that you're happy about.
Right.
Or it can be this is how bad of a day I've had.
Right.
Or
right.
bad of a week I've had.
Right.
So you can paint an ugly photo, an ugly story, an ugly picture
right.
out of the same data.
Right.
Or you can paint a beautiful picture out of the same
right.
data. You know, I loved hearing about y'all getting the Jeep stuck and having to wait on someone. And if you wouldn't have never got stuck, you wouldn't have got to experience this wonderful sunset that you got.
Man.
It was just mind blowing to you.
Yeah.
And so like you had the choice.
Right.
You had the choice to look at that as we spent X amount of hours just sitting and waiting on someone to get us. And I'm not going to be doing that again. Or, man, the blessing of that was I got to experience this sunset that I have never experienced and that I'll be able to tell. And so you focused on the sunset. You didn't focus on the being stuck up in the mountains.
Right. Well, and that opportunity, Mike, James and Sophie, Megan, it was the four of us. It was our immediate family all together. And also realizing how my attitude in it affected them, because we were on the top of Black Mountain. It's where all the radio towers, all that stuff is up there. But we were up there. You have a perfect view. Most people don't stay up there till dark because it's 12 miles to town, and it's a windy road with steep drop off. So you don't generally stay up there till sunset. You generally want to get down the mountain.
Yeah.
But we got up there. It was a little chilly. We found a nice spot. We built just a little campfire to keep warm, and we sat and visited and talked, and we watched the sun go down, and Megan took this amazing photo. Basically, it was like two trees as the sun was going down and the fire between the two trees. And the colors of it were fantastic. We'd have never seen that. I'd have never built that little fire because we'd have been up there. We'd have spent 15, 20 minutes, and then we'd just turn around and left.
Yeah.
Right? Standing around talking with the kids and talking about things. Well, because we're not going anywhere. We got somebody on the way. We're right there by the radio towers, which, again, blessings. It could have happened. I could have done this. I could have got myself stuck in any number of other places. I literally got myself stuck where there's the best cell phone service in the county.
Right?
I'm like,
because there's so many mountains around here that don't have cell phone service.
So we're literally right underneath the towers. Yeah. So it's like, well, we know we can call somebody because they're right there. The towers are right there. So we did that. Funny part too. So we got on the phone and we're visiting, and James said, hey, can I call my girlfriend? Sure, absolutely. We're standing there, and I'm like, oh, hey, we're standing up here. Her house should be right there. I'm like, okay, all right. So we're standing there, and I'm like, hey, Helene is her name. I'm like, hey, you want shine a flashlight at us? And she's like, oh yeah, I think my dad has one of those super high powered ones. So we're standing on top of the mountain. And I'm like, it should be there. And sure enough, he's talking to the phone at her. She gets one of those super high-powered flashlights and turns it on, and we can see it.
And that's cool.
And so we're having fun with it. We're enjoying it. We're having a good time. And Mike got there, got us out. We got home. We got down safe. And it was a good time. And you know what? The kids are going to remember it. Instead of remembering the pissy mood we could have all been, instead of deciding that it could have been a bad thing and how horrible that Father's Day was, they're gonna remember. Man, remember when and we got to see this? Yeah, we got to do this thing.
Yeah.
So
and that's awesome. That I experienced a lot of that when we were traveling in an RV.
Right.
There were definitely times where, we broke down inside the interstate one time. Brakes went out. Another time, the transmission went out and the thing, but the biggest thing all those things taught me is depending on my attitude was how the rest of the family absorbed it.
Right. Right.
And that plays such a major impact, and it's really if you're the man of the house,
right,
the man of the family, you don't realize how big of an impact that takes.
Right.
I used to work an exact hours every week at the same time. I'd come home at the exact same time every week. I'd leave for work at the exact same time, and I could if I'd had a bad day, I tried to not bring it into the house in the first 10 minutes I'm home.
Right.
Because that they haven't seen me all day.
Right.
Right. And so that first initial dad's home thing, if it's with a bad attitude because you've had a bad day or you've had a rough day,
right,
it carries on through the rest of the night. But if you just take those 10 minutes, those first 10 minutes of being home,
right,
and put all of your worries aside for the time being and just live in the moment of being home and happy that family's home. The rest of the afternoon, even though you can, after that, you talk to your wife about what kind of day did you have? And you tell her, about it. Those first 10 minutes make all the difference in the world. But if you come in with a bad attitude, it changes the whole dynamic for the rest of the night.
Right.
Right. And a lot of people don't realize that, it's a little bit about not being selfish.
Right.
But on the same note, it's also just about knowing your audience.
Right.
You got to know what kind of people your family is and what they're going to react to and things like that. And I've been through it where it's unexpected things happened, good things that my kids will never forget because of something that was negative in the moment.
Right.
But we chose to make it as positive as possible.
Right.
So
and I think that's a lost. I don't know if it's lost or we just don't really talk about it as much. We don't really that's one of the things I'm actually sharing this week of adventures. Talking to Sarah Gray, Megan's friends. They were texting back and forth, and she said in all capital letters, "Your adventure points are used up for this one. No more." Because just telling the story without adding in some of the humor and things, man, it would sound rough. I mean, my wife's car died. Our dog tried to commit suicide. I got stuck in the Jeep. Our other dog decides she wants to roll in shit, head to tail roll in shit before we have an appointment, within 15 minutes.
Your other car.
My other car, the Jeep. So thinking about that. And that was something I brought up with Megan yesterday when the brake line blew on the Jeep. I'm like, man, what a good thing it didn't blow while we were driving down the mountain.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it could have, right?
It could have.
And guess what? I needed an oil change anyway.
There you go.
Might as well we'll get it all done. We'll get it all done at once. And she's like, she says to me, she's like, man, I appreciate you. Because it's like, what you want me? I can get pissed off about it, but hey, it didn't happen while we were driving down the mountain, right? That was 2 days ago.
Yep.
And it didn't happen.
And it was ready to.
And obviously it was ready to go.
Yep.
So it held off long enough until we were on flat ground in town.
Yep.
Right?
Where it didn't matter.
Yeah. Right? So we dropped it off, and I'm like, I needed an oil change. I just texted the mechanic and said, hey, while you're changing that line, you mind doing an oil change for me too? And he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Get it all done at once. It's not no
big deal.
No big deal. It was, we were going to have to do that anyway. And she and I talked about, well, one of us are going to have to wait for blah, 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 whatever. But I'm not going to. And so sharing it here, but also sharing with any of our friends, like, hey, you decide, man.
Yeah.
You decide.
Yeah. And that is a thing that Alexis and I have really been working on is a situation or even another person does not get to control the person I am.
That's fact.
I get to.
Yep.
I get to choose.
Yep.
Nobody else or no situation gets to choose how I feel about what's going on.
Right.
I'm the one that gets to choose that.
Right.
You know, we got talking a lot about the Bible verse, hold all thoughts captive. So
I have some thoughts about that one.
So we got, and I'm not going to quote every little thing because I don't know it exactly. I'm just started looking into it, but some translations out there, instead of say thoughts, they say feelings.
Feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So you've seen this too.
Oh, absolutely. I actually use it often.
Because let's be honest, it is impossible to keep your thoughts 100% pure, 100% positive all the time. You can't, because the human brain just won't do that.
Right.
But you do have control over your feelings.
Well,
so thoughts turn into feelings. Feelings become verbalized, become outward motions.
Right.
You can stop it from thoughts to outward motion.
Yeah.
You can stop it at feelings.
Yeah.
You get to choose what kind of feeling you're having. When y'all were stuck on the mountain, you could choose to have that thought of anger or frustration or whatever you were having at the time. You could have chose to turn the feelings into anger or happiness.
Yep.
And you chose happiness and you chose joy.
Yep.
And that's what peace, kindness, joy, you know what I mean? That's what you chose to put it into. And so that's something that I tell people, and I've actually just begun to start telling people this, and it honestly makes that verse make way more sense in reality, in our day-to-day use.
So that's one I actually use in my counseling all the time. Okay. Because you're right. In some translations, and it's about an even mix. In some translations, it says thoughts. In other translations, it says feelings. It all has to do with our mind. God we are created beings that are feelings first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your reaction, like last week, those trigger things, those trigger works. Dude, your thoughts hadn't even kicked in. And you felt something immediately, right? When we find something funny, even if it's you think about your kids doing something. First reaction, Declan takes a spill, right? Or does something. First reaction is fear, caution.
Yeah.
Like, is he okay? Second reaction is laughter.
It is
okay.
It's humor.
But those are the feelings that we're having. Those are feelings that we're having before and after. And so, yeah, when the verse says, take your feelings captive, what do I do with it? Come back to that Lego analogy, right? Hey, that's just data.
Mm-hmm.
Now what do I need to do with it? Well, guess what? I'm choosing not to use this piece of it because that is not good. That part of it. I don't want to use the green because it's not healthy. That's envy. That's whatever emotions. Yeah. I'm not going to use that. Hey, I'm not going to use red. That's anger. I'm not going to use it.
Yep.
I'm going to choose the joy. I'm going to choose the happiness. I'm going to choose a different feeling in it because my feelings will betray me. My feelings will betray me. They will bring out the worst parts of me.
They will.
My anger in the moment, my frustration in the moment will cause me to do or say things. We know those people that are
we do.
Reactionary.
Yeah. Everybody has those people in their life.
Yeah. That you're like, I don't know if I can be around this person because I know that if I say even the smallest thing wrong, out of place, their feelings will come out first, and then it's damage control. Then it's just cleanup.
It is.
I don't like that.
I don't either. And I've begun to distance myself from those people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say distance, I don't mean I'm not cutting them off.
Right.
I just this is not a person that I want to hang out with my family.
Right.
And because I know one little word or one little thing is going to turn the whole place negative, and then everybody's going to walk on eggshells, and everybody's going to be scared to say anything, and then it's cleanup and damage control.
Yeah.
And, that's just negativity in an atmosphere that I've created is positive that I don't need there.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I've had business dealings with other business owners who are that way.
Yeah.
That are
That's
everything's negative.
Ugh, that's gotta be rough.
Everything's negative. And you know, I actually was working with a business owner one time, kind of consulting for him, helping him out, helping him work through some stuff. And after about our fourth meeting, I told him, I said, listen, I said, everything you bring to me is negative.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, these are the problems. I said, I'm not talking about the problems. The problems are fine.
Right.
But let's lay out the problems and then come up with positive solutions for them.
Right.
We don't have to lay out the problems and give up and be like, these are problems. I actually don't know what to do. This is screwed up. This is how the world is and the economy sucks. And why do you got to go down the path of negativity?
Right.
Go down the path of, okay, this is a problem. Here's an opportunity to make it better.
Right.
And I ended up having to stop meeting with him because he visually could not see that. He had been negative for so long in his life about everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? He'd show up somewhere and be like, man, I planned on being here early, but you know, traffic sucked. I caught every red light on the way through town, and this guy in front of me just kept slowing down. I mean, it was just negative the whole time.
Right.
And you know, it was like I finally had to be like, listen, I can't meet with you anymore,
Right.
because I'm trying to give you positive outlook on your business,
Right.
and you're filling it with negativity. And he was having employee turnover, and I'm like, there's no wonder you're having employee turnover. If you bring the same energy into the workforce and your employees feel this negativity from you all the time, why in the world would anybody want to stay at that company?
Right.
I was like, that makes for a horrible day.
Well, it is the attitude of joy, right? It is the attitude, and I don't mean, and don't hear happiness in that.
Yeah.
You know, it is okay, what's the reality of this situation? How can I find, how can I find the positive things, whether personal, work, whatever? Where can I find the things in it? Where can I find the good that can actually come out of this moment? Because there is. Challenges are just unrealized opportunities.
Yes.
I mean, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the things that are going on, the things that we have, they're unrealized opportunities. They are and even in my own thoughts, even in those emotional reactions, even in those things that are going on, hey, that's an opportunity. Okay. We're both believers. Okay. Hey, I'm having this feeling. All right. Why? Why am I having that? Or, hey, this challenge came up, and you know, like I said, even dealing with challenge that you had this week, and talking about it being an opportunity to go through, clean up some things that you needed to clean up, things that had just been occupying space, essentially, and saying, okay, I can do this, and it'll be good. You know,
and because I took a positive attitude towards it,
right,
and took steps to make it a positive experience, I got what I needed to get done, got done. Plus, the bonus is I got to clean out most of my shop, so in my yard and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like it was just an added bonus on taking the steps to solve the first problem.
Right.
You know, like I said, it was just an opportunity to do something.
You know, and the idea. As a boss, your CQB,
mm-hmm.
right? Could you imagine? You're a customer service related business. If you had a bad attitude and had turnover and didn't have the employees you have, what kind of relationship? Because your business is repeat. I mean, as it is right now, is repeat.
Yep.
Would it even still exist today?
No, it wouldn't.
If you chose a bad attitude.
So I've had 3 managers, and I've had 5 counter workers. And out of the 3 managers, I had 1 who was very just monotone, didn't have any good or bad to say about anything.
Right. Yep.
That can sometimes be a bad experience for people.
Yeah, because they don't have
they don't have a read.
Right.
Had another one who was pretty negative about everything.
Right.
Then I've got the current one who is great.
This is the happiest dude I've ever met.
I love it. I mean, he's like a Care Bear ogre. You know,
right? Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
And I've also had refs like that. I've had refs that would show up and be just totally down and negative about everything that happened that day. I've sent them home.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't do this. Like you're literally. Once they check in, you're going to be the face of their entire experience the whole time they're here.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
Right.
You know. So it is as a customer service thing, you have to be able to look at the positive side of things.
Right.
No matter the situation, you know. And some people are teachable in that.
Right.
Some people aren't.
Right.
Some people have to come to it on their own. They can't learn it from someone else.
Right.
And that's moving into the new venture of
right.
Extending CQB and having another location open, and going to need probably 3 times as many employees as I have now.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
And I'm going to have to hire because it's going to be in a different town, so I know no one.
Right.
So I'm going to have to hire people literally based off of a quick interview.
Right.
Which is going to be difficult. Now, I'm a pretty decent read a character, but I'm going to have to hire people based off of the front they put on. But I'm something I learned from a boss years ago that I worked under, that I respected, is you have to be willing to fire someone.
Right.
Like you have to be willing to let them go.
Right.
And it's beyond personal. It's business. Like you have to be, but it is personal. But not personal. It's got to do with their personality
right,
and stuff.
Right.
But you've got to be able to let people go. You can't just feel obligated because you hired them. You got to be able to let people go because you hire people based off of 1 or 2 30-minute interviews.
Yeah.
You cannot get to know somebody in 30 minutes to an hour.
Right.
It's just not possible.
Right.
But after you've worked with that person for a week and you've seen them under stress and you've seen them under slow times and busy times, and you can really gauge your character by someone. So,
well, you can train skills. You can't train attitude.
No, you cannot.
Right? That's one of the things known for a long time. You know it as well as I do. You can train skills. Like if you have a deficiency in skills and show a willingness to learn, great. I can work with that. I absolutely can work with that. What I can't train is your attitude. If you show up every day and you're down and just kind of that, woe is me, everything's bad, I can't necessarily help you. But if you come in and, even you got stuck in traffic, like, I gotta finish my favorite song this morning because traffic was a little bit slower. All right, that's a good attitude. Hey, I've learned some new things, not necessarily seeing, and I can work with that. I can work with a good attitude because you're willing to look past the circumstance. You're willing to look through it and say, okay, yeah.
Not only can I work with it as a boss and having employees, but I can excel that person. Right. I would rather put more time, more effort, more training into someone who has a positive attitude but may not have all the skills.
Right.
Than someone who has all the skills and a crappy attitude.
Right.
When I lived in Tampa area in Florida, we worked at I was the sales manager at a pretty high-end car customizing place. I mean, we did high-end stuff. Right. We worked on celebrities' cars also. Our top fabricator, our guy who was the top fabricator, he could do anything. Right. Most of it was eyes closed. Was negative. 24/7. From the time he showed up at work to the time he clocked out, if you've seen him out in public afterwards, he was always negative. He was always woe is me. And he was negative about every single thing. Now, he was an amazing fabricator. Right. Like, I kid you not. When I'd walk into the shop and he would have his headphones on, he wore like over the ear.
Yeah.
He'd have over the ear noise canceling headphones on. And he'd be working on something. I'd be like, good. He's not talking to anybody. He's doing amazing work. The second I saw them headphones come off and then walk over to somebody else's station, I'm like, shit. I'm gonna hear about this. That's fun. They're gonna be talking forever. Next thing I know, that guy's gonna be in a bad mood because he's in a bad mood.
Right.
And so it was like and I had no control over it because I wasn't I wasn't the hiring or firing guy.
Right.
But eventually it led to his demise. It led to him being fired. Yeah. After years of working there, because the general manager just finally got fed up with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just got fed up with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what it was. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, this guy he was paid more than any fabricator ever been on. Like, right. And
so he obviously had the skills.
He had the skills. I mean, I'm telling you, this man, he could have went a lot of places, Right. But, you'd give him a job that he quoted and gave the prices out on, and he'd complain about how much he was making off of it. You quoted the job. Sorry, I'm hitting the table. Apologize about that, Megan. You quoted the job. You can't be mad at the price we're charging for it. Right. But he would be. Yeah. And he would turn the attitude into everybody in the shop. I'm like, good gracious. But I have taken on I try to be super positive when I'm at my place of business. Yeah. And the employees see it. And I don't talk about unnecessary negatives of the business because there's a lot of employees don't even need to know most of that. But doing that, I breed other optimistic people and positive people.
Yes,
you do. And like I said, the crew I got right now is hands down the best crew I've had so far. Right. I'm talking every employee I've got.
Right.
I don't have a worry about a single one of my employees showing up for a shift.
Right.
Being in a bad attitude when they get there. Not a single employee I got right now do I have to worry about that with. I'm kind of in this sweet dream world of employees right now. But I know all of that's about to change when I start hiring new people at the new place.
So here's the thing though. If you have that sweet spot, if you have that, those are the people that you pour responsibility into and have them train and vet other new employees.
Absolutely.
Because they know. Mm-hmm. They already have it. They already have what you're looking for.
They know what the business expects from them. They know all
that. So those are the ones that, given the opportunity, and it might cost you a little bit because it's a long ways, but hey, I'm going to pay you to go down for the weekend to this other location, and I want you to work with these new refs, right? Because you know what you're doing. You know the attitude I expect on the field. I'm going to have you train them, and I also expect feedback from you about what you see so that we can help develop. We can help change some of the attitudes about, but it is about knowing, and I mean, like you said, my mind betrays me. I still have, I've weighed it all out. The information is still there. I know in here the shitty attitude I could have, right? Trying to push it aside. I know all the negatives, all those things. It's got to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It's got to go somewhere. I'm very selective about the people. Like I can vent to you, I can act, and I can say the hard things of it, but I also am careful because I don't want to impact you, right? I don't want to impact other people and have their attitude necessarily swayed. But I can't always keep it to myself either.
No, and everybody needs that person in their life that they can just vent to.
Right.
Use a sounding board and get that out.
Yep.
And know that that person's strong enough where it's not going to really affect them.
Right.
And it's not going to change the way they think about them or anything like that, because it's not an everyday thing. I'm not sitting there saying that everybody should be positive all the time.
No.
That's just as annoying as somebody being negative all the time.
Right.
Because I'm like, you got to get angry about something.
Right. Yeah.
But the ability to have someone and be able to talk to someone that will listen and will let you vent,
right,
and will let you get mad or upset or tell them your woes,
and
then know that that's not the person you are all the time, so they don't let it affect them.
Right, they're not necessarily.
And we've had those conversations. Me and you have done that, where we both have at different times have had things that we need to get off our chest.
Yeah,
and then but it doesn't change who we know we each of us are.
No, not at all. It's funny between you. I laugh, and I think I've told you this before. Matt Jolly, he's actually one that he's quiet, right? He doesn't say a whole lot. I will talk myself. I will come in with an attitude or come in with a thought, and he'll sit there and he might ask me in 45 minutes of talking. He might ask me one or two questions, and he will watch me. And he said this. He's like, I will watch you start here and go all the way around the circle and come and be like, and once you're done, it's like and he'll say, yeah, I'm glad I could, it's something real simple. Yeah, I'm glad I could help. Dude, you said like 10 words.
Yep.
The whole time you said like 10 words. But it was just a place to verbally vomit.
Yep.
Get it out. Get those things that have been packed back here out, away, so that I can refresh and keep that good, positive attitude so that I can process, so I can stack up the Legos, so I can get them all sorted out, so that I can get the annoying things out of the way. Like I said, I still love that image because I think about James had totes full of those stupid things.
Yeah.
And man, they're a great toy and a murder at the same time.
They are.
I mean, every parent has stepped on a Lego more than once in their life and been wanted to curse like nobody's business.
I tell you something, on a distracted thought.
Yeah.
I have found a toy that's worse.
No way.
I promise you.
No way.
I did not think it was possible.
What is that? What could be possibly worse than Legos?
So they have these Minecraft blocks that are magnetic. Have you seen them?
No.
So everything in Minecraft's a square.
Yeah, everything's a cube.
Everything is a cube, right? So they make these blocks that are, you buy them, and some of them are grass, some of them, they're all the blocks you can have in Minecraft, right? Yeah. And you magnetize them together and you build little structures like it looks like Minecraft world, right? Yeah. And they're about 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the corners are the sharpest thing on the planet Earth. And so you would think, well, it's big enough. I tell you what, I've probably thrown away more of them than we have now. We bought like 1,000 of them. Like it was like this big package, right?
Yeah.
And they it's mainly like in our basement we have this carpet that's kind of like shaggy a little bit.
Yeah.
So they thicker. Get just down so you can't really see them. And when you step on one of those things and put all your weight on it, it is definitely worse than a Lego because it is bigger than a Lego.
Oh, so it goes deeper.
It goes deeper, and it makes you almost roll your ankle when you step on it.
Oh.
I didn't think it was possible to find something that was worse to step on than a Lego. Now there are some Lego pieces that are way worse, but compare just a standard block to a standard block. Oh my goodness.
Well, I always think of the little 2x1 Lego it's so small that it just gets left.
It does. It does.
That or the 2x2, the little 4 square one. Those ones kind of get left, and they're annoying, and they hurt. But I can step full on the little 2x1 one, and it's not going to kill me. No. It's going to be annoying, but it's not going to kill me.
But a 1 inch block by 1 inch block, it is enough to cripple a grown man. I definitely hit my knees stepping on those before.
Wow. Yeah, those are those are painful. The annoying toys, and your boys are at this stage. Dude, do you find Nerf darts all over your house?
So I used to. Okay. I don't as much anymore because we have dogs also. Oh. So when they shoot them, the dogs chew them up.
Oh, okay.
So they don't go pick them up; they get chewed up. Okay. So my kids don't pick up. So
the dogs have eaten them.
There's one Nerf dart left. One. And I only know that is because Declan walked up to me yesterday and shot me with it.
Okay.
He found one Nerf dart.
Okay.
And he stuck it in this gun and he walked right up to me. He goes, "Wow!" I don't even know if I still have a mark from it. It was like right there. And he just shot Cole, and Cole had screamed.
Yeah.
And he shot me, and I was like, that actually hurt. Like it's one of those guns. It's a single cock shot.
Yeah. Those ones are the worst.
I know. And I said, "Oh," and he kind of laughed, and I said, "Let me see that." And he gave it to me. I said, "Have you been shot by this yet, Declan?" Yeah. And he said, "No." He goes, no, and I shot him, and it hit him like right here, and he started crying. He goes, now I know why you told me not to shoot people. Like, lesson learned. And so he hasn't shot anybody with it since.
Yeah.
So we have one Nerf dart, but yes, when we were in the RV, the dog we had at the time didn't chew on anything.
Okay.
So Nerf darts were everywhere. Every campground we ever stayed at, Nerf darts.
Yeah.
We would buy them in 100 packs.
Yeah.
And the two kids would have Nerf wars all the time.
Right.
And yes, Nerf darts were everywhere.
Right.
So
at least they're soft, but they're just annoying because you find them all.
You find them all.
You find them all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, there are those little things that just like, okay.
Yeah, it's just part of having younger kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know.
I mean, that's the whole attitude thing too. You know, like, so we hung out with you guys last Thursday for Alexis's birthday.
Yeah.
And choosing the attitude, like, so one of the things Megan and I talk about is, like, we have, you know, we're at the stage where, I mean, James is 6 months from his 18th birthday. We have adult kids that are on their way out, right? But what I'm seeing with some other parents our age is they have lost patience with little kids, right? Man, I'm not going to do that, because the joy and the wonder and they ask 47,000 questions and they haven't learned, you know, right? But they haven't learned, and they haven't necessarily learned, you know, hey, wait a second, you know, and helping them through, hey, just give me a minute, buddy, whatever. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. I refuse to do that, because, again, choosing that attitude, like I said, I look at some of the people that we know that are getting to that stage. I'm like, you're a crabby bastard already, and you're not, and your kids are barely out of the house. How did you choose that road?
Yeah, how'd you choose that path?
How'd you choose that path? I mean,
yeah, we've actually had friends over the years, last 4 years, who don't invite us to their house anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And it's because we have younger kids, and they've went through that stage.
Right.
And they're just done having to deal with the younger kids.
Right.
And okay, cool. That's fine. If that's the way you feel, I'm okay with that. But don't expect me to try to change my lifestyle because you want to hang out with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? The deal is we have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just it.
Yep.
If you're going to choose to be around us, guess what? They're part of our lives.
Yeah.
Not every single time. Yes, we can go out to dinner without kids and all this stuff. But I have a 4 and a 6-year-old.
Yep.
So you invite me and my wife over for a cookout or something like that, you can expect our 4 and 6-year-old to probably come.
Absolutely.
I mean, because it can't be left at home, and I'm not going to get a babysitter to go to hang out with another family.
Well, and you can't expect you can't expect Garrett, you can't expect your son to be a permanent, always babysitter.
No. And we just lost our main babysitter.
Right.
So Absolutely. she actually babysat last week.
Uh-huh.
And we told her this was the last time we were going to ask her to do it.
Oh, how'd that feel?
And we told her last time, her living at home, we were going to ask her to do it. She was excited about it. It was kind of sad for us. But Garrett's great.
Yeah. It's just different, too.
It's just different. Yeah. You know what I mean? The little boys actually prefer when Garrett watches them, because Garrett lets them go in his room and they hang out, and they're hanging out with Big Brother, you know?
Right.
But Garrett's also getting to that age where he doesn't want to take care of 2 little kids all the time. Right. So, you know, it's going to be a transition for us. Yeah. But yeah, the other night it was fun, man. It was a blast. It was probably the most fun I've had in a long time. Like, it was hilarious. It was hilarious watching our wives.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It was definitely hilarious watching our wives.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I've ever seen that side of your wife.
No?
Like, not like completely open and just free talking and
just being her.
Just being her.
Yeah.
And I could see it just naturally. Like, it was like, wow, this is,
Yeah.
and it was so much fun. I mean, I think I think y'all didn't leave till like 12:15. It was after midnight.
It was about midnight. Yeah.
Because I remember Sophie came out and she was getting ready to leave and she stayed out there for another hour talking.
Right. Yeah. I got to go to work. Then go.
Yeah.
What? You guys are so much fun. No, that's, and we felt the same way. It was just good. It was easy. It was just, but we thinking, like I said, choosing that attitude, like, choosing attitude, what would we be giving up if Megan and I were just like everybody else that's in our age range, that empty nesters and only hang. Man, your boys are hilarious.
They are.
They're super funny, and I actually think that Declan thinks we come over to see him.
I think he does too.
like I think he's like, they're my friends.
Yep.
You're just a bonus.
That's it. This morning he was like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I've got to go record our podcast with Aaron."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, can I come be on the podcast?" I want to go see Aaron. What's funny is I'll say sometimes I've got to go run errands.
Yeah.
And then I'll say I'm going to see Aaron.
Yeah.
And they hear the same thing.
Right.
And so I have to like add more information to it because the other day I was like, I got to go run some errands. They're like, "Why are you going running with Aaron?" I was like, "Trust me, me and Aaron don't run together."
No, I was gonna say, there's no running happening here.
There's no running
happening here. It's not gonna. We're not gonna do that. So, no, man. That's one of those things. Overall, just in life, whether it's business, work, circumstance, situation, it is a choice. It's all a choice. And I think, like you said, that verse, take your thoughts, feelings. Take your feelings captive, taking what you're thinking inside of your head and hanging on to it for just a second and say, where do I want to go with this? Because I can have a bad attitude. I'm fully capable. It's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can choose something different because the rest of the world, man, they pick that all the time.
They do.
We
live in a negative world.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a world where the majority of people you run into every day.
Yeah.
Not your inner circle, but the majority of people you just run into have a negative attitude about most things.
Yeah.
So you have to actually choose to be positive.
Yeah.
It is not natural anymore.
No.
Our world has gotten out of that natural positivity.
Yeah.
So you have to be the difference. You have to choose to change the atmosphere around you.
Yeah.
And it's contagious.
It is.
You start being positive, you start being happy, it is contagious around people.
Would we be 6 months into this if we chose a negative attitude?
No,
Absolutely.
We would have made a couple episodes.
Right. We'd have fell into the same trap of what did you tell me the stats were? Like 7 or 10 episodes, and most
that was it. It was like something like every day, tens of thousands of new podcasts launch.
Right.
And out of that, it was like 90% of them make it less than 6 episodes.
Right.
90%.
Right. And I think this one is like 22 or 23.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. And because we choose a different attitude.
We
because
do.
It's fun. Because we choose to have a different outlook. Whether it be just life circumstances, whether it be work attitude, family, being able to just, like I said, not that I have much hair, but let our hair down and just say, it doesn't matter, did I expect you to ask me that question that you did? No. And that's a conversation for another day. But even in that, I can choose to lie and not answer the question, but why? I'm here with friends and I can, answer the question honestly and just say, well, this is what I think. This is where I would, this is where I'd go. This is what I would do. And, and see what kind of, choose it. So, but unfortunately, sir, I know you got work and I got work.
Yep.
And we're getting close to that time. So, Dathan, attitude, final thoughts on attitude. What are you thinking today?
Remember, it's your choice. We're quick to forget. We think that our circumstances that surround us and people in their circumstances choose the attitude and choose the feelings we have. That's not the case. We choose them. So choose to look at the bright side of things. Choose to look at what's positive and not what's negative. And just try it. Try it for 48 hours and see the impact it makes around people around you.
Yeah.
See how much easier your life will get when the people around you don't have negative attitudes also.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I agree completely. Choose your attitude, choose your thoughts, keep those things in mind. Yeah, you can have those bad thoughts, but the idea is what's the good side of it. So with that, off for another week. It's been another great episode, Distracted Thoughts. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.